Every Monday Matters started as a book that I wrote many, many years ago, which was inspired by my own personal story and a breakdown that happened on a Monday morning. When I was getting ready to go to work, I woke up, was tying my shoes, and my heart seized up. I started sweating, I couldn't breathe. I thought I was having a heart attack, and that Monday morning, from then on, my life was never the same again. When I had my breakdown, my life was very different than it is today. I was working in the music industry. There's a lifestyle with it, and I was working all day in the office. Then after work, you're going out for fancy dinners, and then to parties, then after parties, and after parties. And I'm not proud of saying this by any means, but success looks like make as much money as you can, be recognized on the red carpets, go to VIP parties, date attractive women and have nice things. And it's funny because in that moment you think it all matters so much. Like, this is what matters. And now looking back on it, like, that's a cocktail for a disaster, which it proved to be. I got so bad that I couldn't drive a car, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I didn't trust myself to drive a car because I had these visions of just pulling it out on the freeway, getting it up to 100 miles an hour and just yanking the wheel and just ending it. Because I couldn't get this voice out of my head. I couldn't get this panic out of me. And so, steadying the ship was number one priority. And once we got that done, then we can kind of work on, okay, how do we redesign a life that looks different? When my therapist, gave me that motto for my recovery, that to live a life that's not about me, and I didn't really understand what that meant. The way she taught me this was every Saturday I had to go do something not about me. So Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, I was out picking up litter. I was out feeding homeless people, painting over graffiti, reading to elderly, whatever I could do to do something not about me for a couple hours on Saturday mornings. This is what my therapist was saying, who I aptly call her my expensive friend, Denise. This is what she was saying, that in these moments of service, of serving other people, you're actually going to find yourself. And that to me was so profound, to know that I matter because it's not about me. That was the game changer for me, to say, I got to do something bigger with this. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to build a movement. I ended up writing a book which was called Every Monday Matters, 52 Ways to Make a Difference. And my friends called it like the do-good guide for dummies or whatever. And it was just a book of 52 random Mondays that you could do 1 week at a time, to help bring more purpose into your life, to impact others around you, the environment, etc. And that book that came out 10 years ago, I was still working in music, and the book came out. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I wrote the book, and now I just go back to doing this thing that I do that I know is not good for me, but this is what I do. I've been doing it for 10 years. And then I received an email from a single mother in Palm Springs, which shared a story about how she saved someone from committing suicide. And said, if it weren't for your book, I would have never helped her. And when I got that email, that was my aha moment, my God moment, whatever moment you want to call it, to say, I don't know where this is going to go, but I know I have to follow it. And so I ended up quitting the music industry. I walked away from my career with the goal of making Every Monday Matters a household name. That was my business plan, make it a household name. But then there was a moment that happened that really brought Every Monday Matters to where it is today, and I was asked to speak to a group of convicted felons who were using my book as part of a restorative justice program. I told them how much they mattered, and at the end of that, one of the gentlemen, he stood up, he said, no one's ever told me I matter before, and that's why I ended up where I am today. And he broke down and started crying on my shoulder. And that moment is really what changed me again. And it changed the company, because at that point, Every Monday Matters was a for-profit company. But I decided to turn it into a nonprofit, a 501c3, with the mission of creating a world where everyone knows how much and why they matter. The new Every Monday Matters book that just came out a few months ago is really an expression from all the work that's happened these 10 years. Where the first book was very statistically based, this book is more about mindful moments based. It really tries to connect more with the heart than with the mind. Ultimately, it's for all of us to look in the mirror and say, it starts with me. I want to go out there and I want to create a new life for myself and a new world. world around me. And that's what I hope I inspire people to do. Inspire means to me, when I think of the word inspire, I think of energy. It's you're infusing energy into something. The truth is, the word I like better than inspire is transform, because people often bring me in for inspiration, and I tell them I'd rather come in for transformation. And so that's the difference at a company of bringing them in for a 1-hour keynote or bringing our program in to work with you all year long. Inspiring is the start of transformation, but ultimately that's where I like to get to.